So that means he has the greatest imperfection to be following those who have set that low standard for themselves and pass that on to you, and you just take it and run with it because somebody has said it. So what about the challenge for yourself? What about putting yourself on that high level for yourself and wanting your children to get that high level as well?
Come link with me under the Iroko tree. Make a reason to revel season. Speaking the truth for the youth. Maintaining the spiritual rules. Maintaining the spiritual rules. Maintaining the spiritual rules.
Blessed love, blessed love, blessed love. Welcome again, African family, universal family, under the Iroko tree once more. Iroko reasoning, spiritual roots. Tapping into the spiritual roots of things, as always. So welcome forward. We give thanks for the support thus far. Looking forward to more support. Continue sharing, liking, subscribing. We appreciate the support. We give thanks. So we say give thanks for the ancestors, those who taught us what to do, those who taught us what not to do. Big them up, all of them. I mean, so we have the lessons to learn from, and we should be learning from them. History does not repeat itself. We repeat history based on the facts that we now learn from what our ancestors have done, the good and the bad. Learn from both of them so we know how to move forward. As in the African space, Sankofa, go back and fetch the good and the bad, come forward with the best of the best. Add your best to that and move forward. Yes? So it's a Mer, Hotep, Uncle Jah, Seneb, as we come forward in the spirits and energies of Ma'at, Ubuntu. Blessed love, welcome forward once more. We give thanks to be here. In the bush, as usual, as we call it, Mother Nature is where we love to be, and I guess it loves us as well. Yes? So one don't want to look at me and say me bush up, just like how we in the bush. And we give thanks that they can be able to. You know what I mean? We give thanks. Yes, so for those of you who tune in regular, you know, so we're going to jump in at the Herbz Caanah. And again, we want to say I am not a doctor, not a physician, no medical training. So we are say do your own searching based on what we present and introduce, and do your own searching and make it research. Check the information across multiple sites, so you see the information is somewhat factual before you begin to use any of what we suggest. Yes, and in the meantime we will say the key to the health is knowledge and use of the knowledge. Knowledge without use is just the same as not having the knowledge. So the key to the health is knowledge and use of the knowledge, not more pharmaceutical dosage. Yes? Blessed. So this week we want to look at the road boy that we love with gunny. These are the guns where you should be bursting or bossing. So this is dopey gun. Yes? Dopey gun. And then the leaves and the root are said to be the best part. So I guess there's not much else to get rid of. And why it got the name dopey gun, if one can see these pods when they are dry, they're here. If you douse them in water, then they will do that popping sound. I've tried it twice, haven't worked for me, but I've heard my mom says it does do that, so I will take their words for it. So I will keep trying. Hopefully I can capture that and share it in another video, that it actually works within my personal experience. Yes? So dopey gun. I wasn't able to find one with a bloom or a flower, so those are the pods. There's a green pod right there, and then it gets dried, and then that's when you can wet it with water and it will make that sound. There are the roots, thick roots, tuberous roots. So as we said, tuberous root, one of the other name for it is Roelia tuberosa. So that's another name for the dopey gun right there. So other names for it as well, fever root, it might be known as that in different places. Mini root or sheep potato. So based on how the root is, I guess it's also known by those names in other places as well. So it is good for fighting colds and coughs and flus, for inflammation of the stomach and intestinal issues, constipation, general stomach ailments. So as usual, we will try to put that information up on the screen so you can go and do your own searching and make it research. Also said to be good for us men in terms of increasing semen count, and it's also said to be an aphrodisiac as well. So there it is, dopey gun. So the rude boy them out there, these are the guns just would be busting, you know what I mean, to take care of the life and lengthen the life rather than taking away the life or shortening the life. These are the guns, the dopey gun. In the teas, and I am thinking once you can make it into a tea, steep it and all that, then you should be able to use the leaves in your smoothies and all those things. Steam it in your callaloo and all those things. So the Herbz Caanah, dopey gun. Put it on your list of herbs to introduce into your diet, so your whole body function don't have to be caught in a riot. And I want to say, when we present these things and talk about healing and curing, it's not that we won't get sick, but in the event that we do get sick, we will get over our sickness in a faster time. Because I can tell you, since I've changed up my diet somewhat, or my eating habits, because I guess the word diet is why we're dying based on what we're eating, because we're eating to die really. So we're eating to live. No, we're trying our best. So no diet, but eating to live. Within the last 4 or 5 years, I haven't had that what they call seasonal flu, that coughing, bringing up all that crazy amount of mucus and all that. I haven't had that in the past 3, 4, 5 years. Yes, and I can remember before that every year I used to have the flu for a week or two, and I haven't had that, as I said, for those times up till now. So it's not that we won't get sick, and then we always have the cold, because it's just mucus, and mucus is always there. So these things help to keep it at a minimal, so you don't have to be excreting that as we normally do in a seasonal way, and come to accept that as normal. Yeah, so since the change of diet, I've gotten cuts, and they heal just like that. And I mean, what would have taken maybe 2 weeks to heal is healing in a week. So those are personal testimonies for me, from me. And I mean, so it's not that things won't happen to you, but you'll have a better recovery rate, a more speedy recovery. Yes? And then, as we know, there are things that will be prevented. It's just like cancer. They say all of us, cancers are just based on cells, and is what we put into our body that will activate the cells or change the cells' way of behaving, and then it grows a cancerous way. So we're all capable, or let's say we're all susceptible to having cancers, and then it's just based on what we're putting into our bodies that will trigger the cancer way or trigger the normal way as to more health. So we need to check into that too. So it's not to say we won't get sick, but you know what I mean, the level of sickness that you endure and go through, and as we say, what we can prevent as well. And then one of the reasons that we're not healing when we do get sick the way we're supposed to be healing is that we keep, as I've said in previous videos, we keep eating the same thing over and over and over. So therefore we're not getting the amount of minerals and vitamins we should be getting for those vitamins and minerals to work together to create the alkaline body. Most of us are walking around acidic, and that's where the diseases are coming at us the way they are coming at us. So our healing, when we go across the eating pyramid, so to speak, or the food pyramid, so to speak, and get all different color foods and variation of foods, then we are more guaranteeing that we will be getting more minerals and vitamins into the body. And then like vitamin C and iron, I think they say should be working together. So those two work together. So if we're just eating vitamin C by itself, then it might not be doing us that much good by itself. It needs another element to break it down the way it should be for the body to absorb it the way it should be. Yes? So these are the things we need to be checking in and eating in variation as much as possible. Can be rice and peas with pasta, which is made starch as well, and then we're going just the protein, no vegetable, no fruits, nothing. So we need to check in on what we're eating, what we're putting into the temple, into the body, and rid ourselves of this is the uncomfortableness within the self. As I said, I am working on ulcer, so I've started taking it more serious in terms of trying to cure it, and I am feeling better. It's not all the way there, but I am feeling better based on the changes I am making and the things I am introducing into my eating habits. Yeah, so Herbz Caanah. Give thanks, give thanks. We give thanks that we're able to share, and hopefully we are bringing some information that you are willing to take on to cure the self, heal the self, and move forward feeling healthier, so we can pass that healthy legacy to our children. Yes? Blessed love. Yeah, so here we are now into what we call real life challenges. And one of the challenges we have, as we say, issues remain problems if we don't seek solutions, but they become mere challenges when we do seek the solutions. So we want to say taking risks is one of them things that we buckle with as one of the fears. Yes, so we feel like we want to do some work in that area, especially when it comes to business wise, and then we know about affairs of the heart, and sometimes we easier take that risk than to take a risk to be independent in terms of a business venture. You know what I mean? Take some risk for the self, because we do that every day. We get up and do that, take that risk, jump on a taxi, a bus, a plane, a train, whatever, wherever we are, to go and work for others, and we take that risk every day. So we want to say we take the risk for ourselves now, you know, and go out there and see what we can manifest for ourselves, instead of giving all that energy and time to other people. Let's take some risk for the self. Yeah, man. So within taking those risks, you know, we want to say there's no grand secret to wealth. It's as simple as taking care of the health, you know what I mean? So we need to tap in this. There's no grand secret to abundance. It's as simple as tuning in to Mother Nature and what Mother Nature has provided, and replenished by just replanting the seeds from the harvest. You know what I mean? So, and there is also no grand secret to earning money. It's as simple as giving myself the time and energy I give to building and helping others to earn. So we need to check in, take some risk for ourselves, and some of the risks that we out here take is the risk them when I benefit with our real way, and we're afraid to take the risk them we're going to really benefit with if we just go in and put in the methods and the time, energy to make it work. Yes, as them say, once the universe see what you're about, then the universe will open ways for you to manifest what you want to manifest. So we need to check in that. So taking risks, real life challenge, working on that. So what is it that you want to grow from and grow into? And I mean, what's your real life challenge that you want to become a master of? Blessings. Yeah, so we want to get into the main root of the reasoning now. I want to talk about perfection. Yeah, as we say, we are challenge some narratives. We are try think for yourself, as them say, lean not on your own understanding, but what about thinking for yourself? When you're leaning on others' understanding, then that's how we are being led astray for the most part. So we need to think for ourselves and create and find that pathway to our understanding for ourselves once we see it make more sense. Yes, because that's what the liberty should be about, making more or better sense than what we have known. As we say, we should be the wisest generation on the planet now, based on all the experiences that our ancestors have been through and the results of those we know. So again, history can't repeat itself. Yeah, we have to repeat history, and that's based on the fact of what we are learning from the history, you know what I mean, in an active way. So if we keep repeating the same things, definitely we're going to get the same results. So perfection, we've been manipulated, and I come to look at it and say my greatest imperfection really is that I've been following people who have not taken up the mantle, so to speak, to set that high bar for themselves to work towards perfection. So what we do or come follow is people where set this lower bar way down here, so anything you do a little bit above that becomes a standard. So we are challenge that narrative. We not see it that way there. Yeah, we want to look on it the next way, because my thinking, my feeling is we came into the world perfect, you know what I mean, is based on our influences, parents, surrounding, family, the whole influence surrounding us where we come teach through school and church and all of this, all the influences. Those are the things that have created us, for the most part, to the persons we are. Is when we reach a certain level now, which is as me I said, think for self. We're supposed to think for ourselves and look on these things and say, nah, but there must be a better way. So that way I look on, that way I do my best to look on. So I am perfect. I don't know about you. I want to set that high bar for myself. So I don't accept myself just doing mediocre things and accept that as a standard. This is a temple. There's only one me. There's no other exact me to compare me to. So who is saying that I am not perfect compared to what? Because as we come know, and based on how we live and behave in terms of perfection, for example, is to be compared to something else. So that is what you know, you used to say that is better than that because it's been compared. So all we've been doing is following people who think them didn't know. So it pass on to come say we think we did know, and that's how it have been. And we're not doing nothing original, as we say in the next video. We're not thinking for ourselves, we're just following the same narratives. People say experience this, we run, you want to go experience that. We're not creating an experience for ourselves. As we say, we have a next video to do in terms of what is it that we really need, the experience or the lesson. As are really the lessons we need to learn. And all of those before us have done all the things. And we know all the results. So why are we still going or pushing ourselves to go through the same experience just to experience the same result? It's not making sense. We need to look on it and challenge it. So, and when we talk about perfect, we don't talk about what we call flaws. And then again, I want to look on that thing of being flawed. I think being flawed is the things that we come take on, you know. You know what I mean? The little low standards when we come take on and then we start behaving accordingly. Because me personally, I wouldn't want to look on it as being flawed the way you were born. You know what I mean? What you're born with is what you're born with. A flaw for me is more something where you come take on mentally and don't challenge and you're just willingly going with whatever everybody else say. So as we say, the way we come about, we're not born rich. Zane? But we come create things like fake it till you make it. And we get up and we hustle and we bustle every day. We got people work, go kill ourselves to get this money. Because of that, them tell us we're riches. So we try that. Them tell us we're ugly. So we go get the cosmetics, we get the fast this, the fast that. We go work and get the money and we go buy them. We do that. You know what I mean? So when it comes to being perfect now, we just relax. You know, I'm not perfect. And we take the lower standard approach to life from that aspect. And we just do whatever we do. And just settle with that. So it's like we're not setting a bar to go up to. We say at least when them say, if you try to reach for the stars and you drop on the cloud, then you know what I mean? So stuff like that. We really apply them things across the board. So we are so willing to apply these principles to other things, but we are not willing to apply that principle to wanting to live a more valuable life that serves the soul a bit more, and then teach the children that hey, there is a better way, there's a higher standard. And when it comes to fun, them tell us all these low vibrating things that really bring us more harm than good are the things we should be using for fun. So nobody never raised the bar for fun. If you say, challenge yourself, you say, knowledge, seek knowledge, do this, do that, do that. And that becomes the way to have fun. Yeah? So when I challenge that, is the smoking and the bad drinking and the bad eating and carrying on and do all the things where 5 years forward you look back on your life, you say, I really did do that. And the ailments and all these things that we end up with, based on those things that we call fun, is what we bring to our life. Where we could have set a higher standard for fun, which could be a group of us going out and really doing something in the community for the elderly, for the children, those kind of things, and we make those things fun, which is contributing to life in a valuable, meaningful way. So a serious part of the crux of the matter is the fact that them give we a God outside of ourselves. So now we have something to go to outside of ourselves to ask for forgiveness. So that cannot take the responsibility of our we know and our actions. Yes? Because we have an external source we go to seek some kind of a justice for where the foolishness and what we are doing. So it's not up on self to take responsibility, as we say. You don't take responsibility after you do something. Responsibility is taken before. So you sit down and you pencil what you're going to do and say, alright, that and that are the result. I want the result. So let's not take that approach. What we are do is respond or react to guilt or regret after the action. that is not taking responsibility after the action. As we say, we choose to do the best action rather than try to choose the best apology. So these are the things. Them give a God outside of ourselves. So we are look to something outside of ourselves now for redeem us from the foolishness them where we end up do. Because we now hold that high standard for ourselves, that sacred inner soul principle will keep us on a path where we life end up full of regrets, so to speak. You know what I mean? So when we talk about perfection, it's not to say we won't mess up here and there, but in that messing up, you have a real sense of responsibility to say, you know, so I shouldn't do that really, and you have that high standard for yourself rather than it just be, much people do that and it just become willy-nilly behavior. So when me look on it, I don't want to, I don't see it we're born with flaws. I think we can pick up flaws based on the influences that we have around with, yeah, what we learn from society. If we're born with an ailment or some kind of a, let's say, disability, then that's a disability, that's a ailment, an unfortunate occurrence. But I think of the flaws, then what we are things we come take on, the bad eating, the bad drinking, the bad behavior, you know what I mean, not holding ourselves to a higher standard. So again, my imperfection, when we really look on it, is the following of people who have not set that high standard for themselves, because they just want to be at this low vibrational level and accept that the bar is so low, then whatever you do a little bit above the bar is alright, I raise the standard. You know what I mean? It's just like our personalize God on this lower level. So much of us, where the God we create for ourselves on this lower level is accepting of all the little foolish system we are doing. The low vibrational thing we depend, God is accepting that. So we're going to cut up ourselves, we're going to do this, we're going to do all kind of something for say we are create a new self. It's something based on what society tells us if we look forward towards as being beauty, as being whatever that is. And God now is in a conversation, you're so praising of God doing all these things. You know what I mean? Where's that standard, that pride, that principle? And those are the things we have become proud of, that we can do anything. As we say, I maintain my free will by adhering to the restrictions of that free will. So being or having free will is not about just running around and doing anything. And next thing I'm going to say, if I keep doing anything, then anything will keep happening to me. So we need to look on these things. We need to raise the bar. We need to set the bar higher for ourselves. And if each of we do that in a society, all the crimes and the killings and the unhealthy behaviors and everything, the sickness, the disease, all of these things, we can minimize them to such a level, way less than even 50%. But we just need to check in. Yeah, we are this great Christian nation. Yeah, where so we believe the Jesus story. So why is it that we're not, and this Jesus is presented to us in this, for the most part, this great, perfect person, our spirit, our deity. So if we believe and say we are Christians, from I said this to somebody years ago, that if you're going to be a Christian, then you have to follow the exact things of Jesus. They disagreed. Years later, I hear them come around to the same thing, only because I'm here, maybe pastor or some other people saying that. But we just need to look on it and analyze it. You know what I mean? So if we believe that, how we are dropped off on the perfection side of things so much, yeah, why we not try to live up to that standard? Given, say, we seem to believe the story. We need to tap in and look on what we really are doing. We come on as a perfect. It's the influences that we choose to take on, the flaws of society is what we choose to take on to ourselves and accept those low vibrational standard as standard. And as we said before, again, is what we're really supposed to do. We see it as extreme. And then we take the low vibrational things and set them as standard. And so that is the standard to be living by. When we are God outside ourselves, so we can go pray and ask forgiveness. So we feel like we can just do any little thing and then, sure, when God did it, we go, forgive me. As long as I go up on my knees or go inside a prayer motion and say, forgive me. So therefore, there's no responsibility taken before the foolishness. And then somehow we are trying, so we are take accountability after we done the action, when we did already know what we action are going to bring. So even within that, is like we still take God for idiot. And I mean, when we really look on it. For if God is omniscient and omnipresent, so He already know what we are doing. So what we need to do is check in As we said, take responsibility, which is to stop and think before you take an action. Yeah, that's how we need to go. That's how we need to do. That's how we need to operate. And those are the lessons and the valuable things now we pass on to we pick them, we children them. So we have a quote, we have a way to look at all the other things. But when it comes to perfection, based on all the information, conversations I have heard, so-called intelligent people, so-called not so intelligent people, nobody is perfect, and we just sit with that and we run with that. So that now give it the cop out, it give it the excuse, we just make any kind of little fool mistakes and do any little kind of actions, and we accept that as because we're not perfect. You know what I mean? Rather than raise the standard to say, no, look on it a different way. So the truth is, perfection might not be achievable. Yeah? Based on the world we're in and now, I'm going to even put it this up. But if we raise the bar, if we raise the standard, we at least will be doing way better than what we are doing now. As we said before, aim for the stars. If you don't catch a star, you drop on the cloud. That's still a way tall order. You know what I mean? A great feat. Make we check in, man. Half of what we do is just foolishness based on low vibrational standard that other people set for we. We don't think and behave on a wave of higher vibrational thinking for ourselves. We're not creating no new way of doing nothing. We're just following the same old narratives, doing the same old things, and somehow expect to get that great result. As we said, it can't be that we're just going to behave this way, pass the same thing on to our children, and then say we love them. So I am perfect. I don't know about you. I don't know the standard where you want to set for yourself. But I'm going to set the standard there for myself. You know what I mean? I am perfect. So therefore I am going to want to do all the best things. Take the best options out of the available options. As we said before, sometimes it's not better options we want. We just need to make better decisions based on what's available. Yes? And strive for that perfection. Who said we have to strive for it? You know what I mean? And stop believing in the narrative that others give us to just hold on to, because they never challenge themselves to bring themselves up to that sacredly high standard and principle. So that means as the greatest imperfection to be following those who have set that low standard for themselves and pass that on to you, and you just take it and run with it because somebody has said it. So what about the challenge for yourself? What about putting yourself on that high level for yourself and wanting your children to get that high level as well? So we need to check in, we need to tap in some more, raise the vibrational level, raise the energy, so we can do better for ourselves and for the children them, so them can pass on that same kind of a high vibrational thinking and behavior for themselves. And then we can see how much change we can make for the generation forward. We can do it. All we have to do is challenge yourself a bit more, just a bit more. We can do a bit better. So as some would say, the plan where you set determines the actions where you have to take. So if we set a plan of perfection, then it means that we're going to have to follow some rules and some guidelines and some principles to get to that perfection. So why we don't want to set that plan there for ourselves? I say it again, I am perfect. How about you? What kind of standard you set for yourself? That great standard, what you want your picnic to follow, what you want your children to follow. Every other thing them say, where we're born with or we not come here with or we don't have, we set out and apart, forget them. But when it comes to just raising the bar for yourself, to try, even if we just try to achieve the perfection, we slack off this or we cop out this or we make all kind of excuse and just relax, man. I am not perfect. But we try to achieve everything else. Make we challenge yourself, man. Make we raise the vibration, raise the standard. Get back to that sacred within self principle of not wanting these things to reach my children, so it takes me to change them. Yes, we can do it. Each person take that responsibility for themselves, and then we will just see the whole world behaving in a new, totally uplifting way. I just don't want to make a difference. I see lies and evil doing that every day. I just want to be more positive and lift the vibration of myself and those around me. Yes? Just making a difference won't cut it. As we said, lies and evil, I do that every day. You have to be specific. We have to be specific about what we want to do and what we want to pass on to our children then. There is one me. I am perfect. What says you? Make we raise the vibration and the principles and the morality for yourself. So I want to say, blessed love, give thanks for checking in under the Iroko tree for your next reason. We also stay safe out there, take care of the environment, take care of the self. And we say peace and blessings. And we say more strength to those who have lost people throughout this crazy time, physically and emotionally. I want to say more strength to you. Keep pushing forward. You know what I mean? That's all we need to do. Keep moving. And things will change. Things will work out for the most part. Yeah, man. Once we have life, as them say, we have everything. Just need to keep moving forward. So we say listen for more than what is said. Look for more than what is shown. Just don't run around like we head cut off like chicken, because them have a life in a danger. Dissect the information, look on the information, see what makes sense, do what makes sense as much as possible. Stay safe out there. Protect yourself and the family as best as possible. Navigate the waters sensibly. Yeah, man. Just a blessed love. Give thanks for tuning in. Peace.
Come link with me under the Iroko tree. Make a reason, the rebel season. Speaking the truth for the youths. Maintaining the spiritual rules. Maintaining the spiritual rules. Maintaining the spiritual rules.